How do I give to those I love without neglecting myself? I'm always practicing the answer to this question. And first off, just for everyone, this is really not easy. I mean, this question can be asked of the East versus the West. How do I give to the other side of the world without neglecting myself? How does the West give to the East without neglecting itself? And so when I think of even the right and the left hemispheres of our brains, how can I allow my left side, my logic, my rationale, my discernment, my decisions, how can I allow that to feel validated, to feel used, applied? How can I allow it its own existence, its needs, its desires to be in participation with this life, while not neglecting my desire for openness, creativity, non-linear experiences, not needing to arrive at some outcome. It's more of perhaps a state of feeling or being. How do I give? How do I give? How are you not giving? You're always giving yourself. You're always giving at all times. And so when I take a look at the wording of your question, how do I give to those I love? So I love outside of me. How do I give? How do I give without neglecting? Without neglecting. I there is a deep part of me, I don't understand. What do you mean? How are you neglecting? Why would you neglect yourself? Why would you neglect yourself to love others? Is that love? I can understand. I rise up. Oh, I completely understand what you mean. I've been alive for 33 planetary years, and I kind of get what you're talking about. I know. And you're someone who knows this also deeply. You know you've been working with this. None of us are beginners. So, how can I help? How can my words help with this? Well, first we're going to dive into a little bit of abstract. We're going to go ahead and pull this back. We're going to widen this up to essence first of all. I think essence is really important to use as a reminding anchor point to remind and then pull it all back from. So we'll do this. We'll jump out of our brains first. So I'm going to pull you a card, my friend. I'm going to flip something for visual aid, something for us to keep pointing back to and stitching a mandala around. Do you get what I'm saying? We're going to make some art here. That's why I'm a tarot artist. Yes, reading is simply an art. Reading is something for fun. It's something we dance. It's an expression, and it's a way to arrive at a shape, at a feeling, at an understanding of a greater coherency, at an integration of these different things that we know through our different levels of intelligence. So let me pray for you and myself. You know the question, and so I ask. I ask to be shown exactly what most beneficial frequency. Thank you for showing us what it is that will help us to see, to think and feel and know with absolute certainty. All right. All right. Wow, this one has a little bit of a on it. All right, so here is this one. This is the back, and this is what we got. Now, this I'm noticing that this may be reversed for my viewers, for those of you tuning in. So I'll translate for you. Oh. All right, so here we have healing. Again, the number is 29. I feel like we've seen this. I feel like maybe this has a lot to do with the first question I answered. And it's perfect. Let's bring it back to 1. After the 5th reading, I've added another 1. 2 plus 9 equals 11. There was the original 1, and now we've arced up with this 6th reading. The 6th reading is bringing us back to the bases, and now we're taking it from that 5th reading, which was all about the individual energy shifts, how to achieve harmony. And so when we achieve that that harmony of experience with leaning into it, to our authentic truth, yes, we are asking these questions. How can I continue to harmonize in relationship with others that I care about? How can I harmonize with myself? How can I not neglect myself? Know that everything you are experiencing, whether you interpret it as good or bad, whether your body even is interpreting it as good or bad, everything occurring is healing. It is, because there is no such thing as not healing. Everything is always healing. Always healing. Healing just is. It's the state of existence. I mean, how are you associating to love and give to those you love with neglect? Maybe I'm still tripping on your wording, because I see your words as how do I give? How do I give? And then you say to those you love. Well, okay, let's take out to the those you love part, because you're always giving. You're always giving yourself to this whole world. When you wake up, you stand out of bed, you've given yourself away from the bed. How can you not neglect your bed? Does this make sense? Can you feel? Can you know? Can you catch my drift? So you've neglected the bed, but the bed doesn't want to hold you back from going out to live the rest of your day, because really that's what it's there for. It's there for you when you really need it, when you want it, when it's going to serve its beautiful purpose of that relationship you have, which is to catch you at the end of the night. For anyone out there, at a certain point when the sun goes down and it gets dark, we all need to lay down. You're not neglecting your bed by getting out of it. All right? So I think really what I'm going to bring this back to is if you are already aware that there are layers of neglect occurring, if there are patterns of neglect, self-neglect, if there is this sense of there is a choice, that is the 2, my friends. That is the 2. That is the 11. That is the 2 is 2 ones. And we have you, and you have the relationship. You have you and the one that you love, that you're giving yourself to, and yet you feel that you're neglecting yourself. Is this right? Is this right? You already do. You've said it. So if you're feeling that you're neglecting yourself, there's a beautiful image of healing. I'm gonna put this down. I need both hands when I do this. I'm a swimmer. I swim. All right. So if you're sensing you're neglecting yourself, there's this sense of not wanting to be, there doesn't want to be this holding on. There's a sense of wanting to have both of your hands free. So step one, my friends, step one, how do you give to those that you love without neglecting yourself? Please take yourself back into your own hands, because the only thing, noun, that you're giving to anybody else that you love or to the whole world is you. So if you're giving a neglected you, what are you, I think that's that looping back around. Oh, doesn't feel so good to those that love you, doesn't feel the best, doesn't, and your intuition knows this, and the intuition of your loved ones, perhaps they are aware of this. Are they? I mean, I would definitely wonder and ask you. So I'm going to do my little drawings again now for you, because we need to talk about this. We need to bring this into that left brain. We need to talk about this. We need to take a look. So let's take a look. All right, so I'm going to use green again because I really love this color. It's a really beautiful color. Yay. All right, so here you are. Right. It's time for you, my friend, to get really clear on all of your needs. You need to not worry about the ones that you're giving to at all. At all. That comes second. Okay? You need to put yourself first. Because if you don't, you won't have a you to give others anyway. So how are you going to do this? Well, let's just do a little game. We have 1, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so you've got 4. And I'm so sorry, this is backwards. But you know what? It makes life fun, everybody, when it's all flipped and reversed. So just deal with it. Anyways, you can listen, and I'll probably type up my bottom line statements again in the comments so that you can see easily for yourself and move on and carry on and experience the life you want to be living, to achieve the harmony, to achieve the love, to experience self-love and not neglect. All right, so one of the practices that I find really, really basic and effective for everybody, children can do this. I guide children to do this. Number 1, make a list of all the things you need. Oh my God, go, 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 go. I need air, I need water, I need sleep, I need love, I need hugs, I need to clean a little bit. Ooh, I need clean. So no, it's a need. No, it's a need. You can put as many needs as you want. Needs. So we have needs. Needs. Number two, of course, we don't want to leave out what you want. So wants are also great to identify. I want, you know what I want? I personally want hot water. I personally want the leaks in my roof to be fixed. What else do I want? What is I want right now? What I want is hot water. I am telling you, if I had hot water, ooh, I would be so grateful. Oh, I would just die and go to heaven. If I had hot water to take a shower or something, that would just be so great. But nope, no hot water here. Nope. And I don't need hot water. I don't actually need it. That's a lie that we tell ourselves. We need nature. So that right now in my nature, the water's cold. All right? So that's what it's like camping, everybody. We're extravagantly camping on Earth. All right, once, number 2. So I want hot water. I want a mocha. I want a ice cream fudge sundae. Get what I'm saying here? I want a lot of things. I want to hug my mom. I don't need to, but I really want to. I'm going to. Number 3. Let's move along. Number 3 is shoulds. Shoulds. Let me should all over you. Shoulds. What should I do right now? Good Lord, instead of this, what should I do? I should probably be, I should probably be doing a lot of things. Man, I don't even want to get started. I've worked really hard to stop shooting all over myself. So I've kind of let that go. Get out of that get out of perfectionism, whatever. Anyways, it's important to have shoulds on this list. So what should you do? I should be, I don't know, working is just what I'm hearing. I should be working. I should be cleaning more. I should take out the trash. I should I should go to the bank and make sure that my bank account's all fine. I should go check my passport out and make sure all the paperwork's there. I should just keep rechecking because I'm not sure because I didn't check enough in the last 3 days, so I've got to check again. I feel like I have to check. I'm noticing lists and I'm stopping with the lists in my life, so I feel like I should be making a lot of lists. For me, this is my should on myself. I used to make a lot of lists. Good Lord. Oh, let's get that away. All right, and then the last column, number four. Number four. Hi, Shane. Thanks for joining. Is loves. 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 I love love. I love wisdom. I love communication. I love hugging. I'm not gonna lie. I love kissing people. I love hugging. I love eye gazing. I love water. I love nature. I love animals. I love children. I love art. I love smiling. I love laughing. I love love. I love singing and dancing. Do you get my drift? Love. What do you love? So you're gonna make this you worksheet. Just take a sheet of paper. Just make 4 columns and go till the cows come home. If you haven't done this in a long time, don't set a timer. Close the door, sit down and dump out all of your needs, all of your wants, all of your shoulds, all of your loves. And when you are done, you can take a look at this self-analysis. When you've analyzed yourself, you might notice, are there anything on any of the columns that are the same? Does water show up in several columns? I know it shows up in several of mine. Water is it's beautiful for me, water. All right? So then what we've got going on is we've got a really good picture of what you've got going on. And these are all of these things that your inner operating system, your iOS fill in the blank. These are all of the things that are already existing inside of you that you just helped yourself put out in front of you as your printout, And so what you've done then is you've got this data that you can take a look at and analyze. And when you analyze this is giving you information then about what inside of you. These are all pining for your attention. These are all in your inner plate, on your plate. And these are all the things you're holding yourself accountable for subconsciously, unconsciously. But we want to make it conscious so that you can apply your free will. You can apply your intelligence. You can apply your left and your right brain, and you can marry the two so that there is harmony. So what do we do when we already are asking, ooh, my inner intuition is already telling me, ooh, I notice I'm giving, and I'm scared I'm going to lose something that I love. And I feel like I'm neglecting myself. Uh-oh, little bit of things are kind of not fitting together the way they should. Should they? Could they? I'm concerned about my loves and my needs. So let's take a look at that. What you're going to do with this list, the second step is you're going to delete these two. You're not going to delete them. You're just going to, you can cut out your paper and just leave yourself concerned with what you need and what you love. All the rest in the middle is going to take care of itself as long as what you love and what you need is on your prefrontal cortex. It's on your mind. Keep this on your mind and your life will become better, happier. You will be much more fulfilled. I promise you, do not be caught up with these 2 inner columns. They are going to take care of themselves. Has anyone ever heard of the experiment? It wasn't an experiment. It was just a social philosophical demonstration where this man held out a jar and he put a bunch of these big rocks in it, and it filled it up to the very top, and he asked the classroom, he said, "Is this jar full?" And a lot of people were like, "Yeah, of course it's full, look at it, it's full." And he goes, "Oh really? Let's see." And so then he takes a bunch of pebbles and he pours it in, and the pebbles shift down into the cracks around between the rocks. And it's it's pretty full there, and you've got all these pebbles filling in all the gaps between the rocks. And he goes, "Okay, now is it full?" And everyone's like going, "Oh, you got us there, haha." Yeah, it's full now. And he goes, "Okay, well, let's see." And then he takes sand and he puts the sand in, and the sand shimmies down into between all of the little crevices and the little invisible places that we didn't even know were there. And eventually those kind of fill in all of the little tiny little gaps between the pebbles, which are filling in the gaps between the big rocks. And then he goes, "Now look at this, haha." And everyone's like, "Whoa, wow, yeah, now it's full." And he's like, "So is it full now, everybody?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." And some people are kind of like not sure. And he goes, "Yep, you're not right." Because look, then he took a cup of water, and he poured it slowly over the top of the opening of this very full jar, full of sand and pebbles and rocks. And he poured that water in, slowly, mind you, slowly. And it eventually filled in all of the microscopic little bubbles that, we don't even think about, really. We don't consider that. And for me, I love this because that kind of is the whole point, is that we can look at our lives this way. He says, "Hey, you know what? This is a really important lesson to notice, because is this jar really full? It's very full now. Everyone can see it." And he goes, "Here's the thing. If we were to take out all of these ingredients, the water, the sand, the pebbles, and the large rocks, and we laid them out, and we've had them in their trays, and we laid them out, look at that amount. That's a lot. And we all agree this jar is very full. That's awesome. But," he says, if I were to put in the sand first, or the pebbles, and I fill up that jar, and then I tried to put the rocks in, or I put the water in, and then I tried to put the big rocks in, they wouldn't all fit. It doesn't work that way. They would end up like, we could maybe put 3 of the rocks in, and maybe one would kind of be sticking out like an ice cube out of the top of your drink. But some of these other big rocks also wouldn't be able to fit in, just based on the way it works. So that's really what I'm getting at, is that lesson of that lesson is suggesting that we should always put the big rocks, the most important things, our top core values first in our life, and everything else will fall into place naturally. So I encourage you to do that exercise. Get really clear on what your needs and what your loves are, but know and be aware that it's important to first dump out all of your shoulds and your wants. So we're not done, because this is not just about you. Hey, Chris. This is not just about you. This is about the one that you love, right? So here you've got those you love. Those lovers. Lovers. All right, so we've got your lovers. All your lovers. Maybe you have one special lover. Maybe you have more than one. Maybe you have a bunch of family. Maybe you have all kinds of people in your life that you want to give to. Maybe you have the whole world you're trying to give to. Like this tiny little part of my little excited, creative, wisdom chick part of my little brain that like exists up here is like, yay, to the rest of my brain that's kind of given up all of the shoulds and the da-da-da. Anyways, because then I'm getting to give to the rest of myself. It feels good. I love playing. This is so much play for me. Thank you for asking this question. And 6, remember at the very first, I think, no, it was the second video I did was about the number 6, because that was part of the question, and I knew the person who asked it is also in a 6th personal year. So when we move from 5 to 6, and this is the 6th question, we are looking at your responsibility to yourself is what you're giving to the other people. So if you are neglecting your responsibility to your needs and what you need and want, what you should, you're already giving less than you're capable, or not something quite integrated to those that you love, and you're still trying. But part of what you're looking for, and what I know you're looking for because I know you personally, is that the people that you love also have their 4 columns. Don't forget. So if you're looking at how can I not neglect myself, but how can I integrate that with the people I love? Let's say this is your personal partner. It's really important for you to try this exercise. Try this. I triple dog dare you. Don't ask your partner to do this. Do this for yourself. I think my partner needs, I think my partner wants, I think my partner should, I think my partner loves. And do this thinking of it for the person you're thinking of. You're doing this cross analysis with. So what you want to do is you want to fill this out, maybe set a timer, just so that you can give yourself, to try to push yourself to actually make a list. Think of it. Be honest. Don't just fill it up for the sake of filling it up, although that's fine, to get information out there, but as long as it's true. Please make it true from your perspective. That's how you're going to get more out of this. So if you want to get the most, then be honest. If only a few things come up with the needs, the loves, that just depends on your knowledge of this person that you're in relationship with. Now, what's going to happen next is you might actually show this exercise to the person, and then have them do their own set of 2 for themselves and for what they think you need, want, should, love. Now remember, part of this is we're going to just look at the information so we can see it. When we see the entire chessboard and we see where every player is at, and it's like we can press the pause game in life, and look down at everything, there's the opportunity for healing. We're going to heal because step 1, knowledge, awareness, and knowledge. When they say, the truth will set you free, but first it's going to piss you off. So at first we're going to see some things that are like, hey, now remember, when you start looking at your level of awareness and you measure this up against a second set, so the person that you maybe want to do some deeper work with, is to notice, especially here, what lines up in your understanding of them, and what matches on their this one. There are going to be things that are the same, and there are going to be things that are the different. It's going to be important to notice what things are the same and what are different for theirs. What is different from them, based on what you thought, is going to show you what you don't know. And what you don't know is something that once you know it and you accept it like it's actually an extra tools, extra information for you to make good, better choices, then you will know how to be responsible for what's actually going on. Because part of what's actually going on, there was a question, and I think it was video 3 or 4, I can't quite remember, but it was about what is actually happening. What's actually happening is one set of perspective, but then there's another set of perspective, and then there's the perspective in the middle that is matching of what the 2 agree upon, but then there's the other perspective of what is only one, and it's what is shining light into someone else's shadow zone. And then there's their light that's shining into your shadow zone. So that's part of what you're concerned about neglecting. I believe intuitively, I understand this is all about bringing everything full circle, because you don't want to turn around and then start meeting your needs and doing the things that you love and being who you love for yourself, and then you're all like, great, I haven't neglected myself, and then you turn back and the people that you love are missing. So we don't want that, and I'm not suggesting to just get all self-absorbed or to go on a big righteous self-love campaign. That sometimes can be really, I guess maybe that's kind of necessary for some people who really don't have very much in touchness with their ego, because that will set you on an ego trajectory, and you will meet your maker. You will meet your maker. Part of healing, though, is that if you can understand that this is all about dancing, get over it, get over yourself, and just be okay with doing a little bit of awareness every day. Become more aware of yourself. Choose one or two things to incorporate this week. Not the whole thing. I know it can be overwhelming when we see all this data to be like, oh my God, I've got to get my life together. Oh, I've been wrong. Oh, now I'm angry at my friend. Now I know why I'm so resentful, and I'm going to go and tell everybody. Or I'm going to da-da-da-da-da. And trust me, I'm telling you this because this is what I did already. And it really got me here to where I'm at. But I ain't going to do that anymore, I promise you. I am Jai Yin Yining. I'm so grateful for the lessons I've learned the hardest way. I'm so grateful for the lessons I've learned the hardest way. I don't wish the amount of agony and pain and suffering that I have gone through on anyone else, which is why I'm trying to soften with all my might, with all of my might. So I'm going to end this video with a little bit of whisper. Part of healing is recognizing when to press the gas pedal, when to press the brakes. It's about knowing when it's time to let the other take over, trusting that you're already loved. As long as you're taking care of yourself, it is true. People that truly love you will be there in the end. Sometimes we'll be apart for years, but I've had friends who have drifted away for quite some time, and then after a while of separation, suddenly there seems to be a beautiful thing called forgiveness, and all the things that occurred that kind of hurt us or kept us from getting to go on our own path of self-discovery and self-fulfillment no longer really matter anymore today. Today we come back and we embrace each other in our lives and in each other's arms, and we do so with gratitude, genuine gratitude and thanks. We come back together and we can't believe that we're together in the physical form, touching, feeling alive and well, that we've survived these fears of ours, that we've survived these aches and pains that have us cringing and shutting and going inward, wishing it could be different, wishing it were different. And so I'll say what Gandhi said: be the change you want to see in your world. Be the change you want to see in this world of ours. If you believe that you really are in a world full of co-creative individuals, understand that you knowing yourself, practicing these exercises of self-analysis are not just for your own individual awareness. It is time for us to open up our level of awareness practices with each other, to cross-analyze and to become honest and hold each other accountable for what we both didn't know, but we can see it there in the crosshairs. That is the area that none of us should continue to neglect once we know what it is. In relationship, as partners, as people, as a civilization in Earth. This is what we could do if we sat down and we looked at all of the information that would come out if we looked at the Eastern Hemisphere and the Western Hemisphere of the Earth. And let me tell you, good Lord, the amounts of language and the meaning that would come up because of love, because of need, because of wants and shoulds. But there in the middle, in the shadow, when we can see the light of what we know that we need and what we love as two groups, when we know what we need and what we love and we can see what already matches, those are the core values upon which we have started a foundation for a future together. And that foundation is what will cradle. That is the bed that we can lay down in at the end of every night in our lives, trusting and knowing that when we get up and we go into the light, we're going into the light to bring more light to that darkness that exists between us because of our limited perspective, because we are only given what we're so what we're capable of being responsible for, and we are responsible also to the dark. We are responsible to trust. We are responsible to experience faith because we're not alone. We are together. We are one. So you are in charge of taking others as yourself. So in not neglecting your needs, not neglecting your love, you are already doing what you need to do to give your best love, your best self to those that you love, and help them too. Help them when you see that they are not so happy with maybe you, that potentially that is a reflection of your own self-neglect. That it's that apparent that your own self-neglect is that um, obvious. So if you're feeling yourself cornered in anywhere you're at in your life with the people that you care about, or you feel yourself going in patterns and circles, this is a time to step back. This is a time to rediscover your own individual needs and loves that are not necessarily in direct relationship. And then to bring the you, the real you, the crystal you, the true you, the you that's already committed to being you and being true, back into this relationship and starting to build that bond, build that circle. I'm sending you my hugs. I'm sending you my unconditional love.